Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. And as I'm trying to stay true to making a conscious effort to bring out more live events, more lives into our channel. Today is Monday, and we're planning on adding at least 1 to 2 lives per week. So, welcome everybody. Today's video it is about how to choose a quality futsal league, and of course, prepare for being successful in that league. Um, Before we get started, I want to make sure that we spread the word. I want to make sure that we are growing the community. I appreciate everybody who has joined our channel, and it's growing quite nicely. Please post your comments, questions, which gives us a good indication of what everybody is looking for. As previously said, my name is Nico Alexopoulos. I run Futsal Today. The purpose of the channel is to dive into more youth futsal news, challenges, successes. There's a lot of quality channels on YouTube that cover basically um, futsal professionally, give you scores, updates, what's going on with professional futsal. But there's not a lot when it comes to youth futsal. And the ones that do cover youth futsal, most of the channels are providing training sessions, training ideas, but not a lot in providing content of what really is going on in the youth futsal community. So, again, the topic today is how to choose a futsal league, and of course, how to become successful in it by preparing correctly. Okay. So, once again, before we get going, please subscribe, like, and share the channel. I appreciate all your comments and feedback. Help us grow and navigate through YouTube's algorithms. So, are we looking to join a futsal league this year? We're getting close to the end of November here in New Jersey, where we are located. For the most part, soccer is winding down. And from one day to the next, futsal organizations, or should I say soccer organizations, are looking to jump into a futsal league. Now, for the most country, I believe most of the U.S., it's the same thing. Depending what state you live, most of the futsal world comes to a height during the winter months, as futsal is mostly thought of as a winter in between season sport, meaning between your fall soccer season and your spring soccer season. Although most organization, the way youth soccer is going right now, it's become a, 365 days year-round activity. In other words, soccer organizations, soccer leagues, the soccer people are adding more and more events, and soccer has become a year-round futsal endeavor. But for those that are looking to get into a futsal league, what can we do to choose a quality futsal league, and what can we do to be successful? Well, if you're one of those people, if you're one of those teams, one of those coaches, one of those parents, you're not alone. Plenty of people are looking for the same thing during the month of November. One thing I can tell you for sure is that as a director, of an academy and a futsal organization, a lot of people live it for the last minute. So what I'm about to tell you, the tips I'm about to give you, you may have just missed it, but here it goes. There's a lot of options out there, and of course, doing your homework and choosing the best league for you and your team most of the times can be overwhelming, especially if you are a individual parent or individual coach that's getting a few kids together to play in a futsal league between the two seasons. Not to worry though, I'm going to give you a bunch of stuff today, and hopefully will make your process easier. We're going to break it all down, and I want to give you guys seven things to look for in a quality futsal league, and hopefully that will help you. And I'm also going to give you 7 ways to prepare for the season. And if you guys stick around till the end of the video, I'm going to give you 3 bonus tips that you certainly don't want to miss, okay? So here we go. Let's start off, first of all, with the 7 things. The phone is ringing. The 7 things that I feel one should look for in a quality futsal league. Number 1 in my list is a proven record. In my opinion, you should look to choose a league that's been around for a while. It has a proven history of successful events, shows real ability and quality. So if a league has been around for 10, 15 years, that's a pretty solid league. If a league is in first year, second year, especially first year, you might take it a gamble, okay? Second thing that I think it's important is finding a league that has certified futsal referees. Now, you got to make sure that the referees are futsal certified, futsal specific, and not just general soccer referees. They should know all the laws of the game. They should know all the rules of futsal inside and out. Last year, one of my teams played in a futsal tournament here in New Jersey. And believe it or not, the referees were not only were they soccer referees, they were extremely young with no qualifications and knowledge of futsal. Fact is, I remember one game, basically, the referee was in the middle of the court impeding and interfering with the flow of the game. If you know anything about futsal, futsal has 2 referees on the side, one of each side of the playing area. Why? Because the futsal playing field, it's not as big as a soccer field, okay? So number 1, there's no need to have a center referee. Number 2, that center referee gets in the way, especially since most futsal leagues, most futsal tournaments and events are being played in basketball courts, which is a lot smaller than those events that are being played in actual futsal size courts. So if you go into a regional or a national tournament, maybe something that's hosted by USYF, maybe something that's by USFF, futsal, United Futsal, you will see that those futsal courts are much bigger than your regular basketball court that's being played locally. In fact, those futsal courts that are regulation size, they're a little bit bigger, a little bit more than 2 basketball courts put together, just to give you an idea, okay? So it's very important that you do choose a league that has futsal certified referees. Next on my list is games that are scheduled are being played. There are leagues that you pay a fee, and sometimes you play 8 games, sometimes you play 6 games, sometimes you play 4 games, and basically either they don't play all the games that they schedule because of the lack of team signing up, because there might be forfeits. For whatever reason, they do not play all games, and they're never rescheduled. So a well-run league, in my opinion, ensures that every game is being played and scheduled, and some teams might have extra games for one reason or another. I personally like leagues that when you register, they give you the opportunity to enter conflicts. And why are conflicts important? Because a lot of the teams that play in a league might also do some one-day futsal tournaments, might do some regional tournaments during the months, the winter months. So one weekend it might be a weekend where they're playing in a league game, but at the same time, they got the tournament. So in the conflicts, coaches can put, hey, look, our team is not going to be available on this particular day. Please don't schedule games for that particular day. So usually the league, what they'll do is they take that into consideration when you register and basically do not schedule you for any games for that particular day and have it, rescheduled for another day. So that is quite a bit of a customer service and customer quality approach for a league. I think that's a very good way to judge how good a league is. The next one for me is the educational focus for youth. For younger players, I think we should look for leagues that have referees and organizers that teach the game's rules, strategies. So instead of just enforcing them, the referees and the organizers actually educate the players, as well as those new young coaches, the coaches that may be playing futsal for the first time, the novice coaches that maybe do not know all the leagues. All the rules of the league. Okay. I want to also address the next one, which is the variety of competition. So you have a league that has offers multiple divisions and invites and includes all levels, beginners, intermediates, advanced level teams, and they all interchange with one another. So there's different level of competition, which makes it challenging. My next pick for number 6 would be state-of-the-art venues. I do not like leagues that play in rundown venues, like a rundown church, a rundown, school where the floor is, flipping up. Maybe there are chairs all over the place. Maybe there are other things within the space, which, by the way, create a great hazard for injuries. All right. Personally, enjoy playing in quality facilities with good flooring, proper goals, okay, ample space are a must, and that will increase your experience. Having traveled through futsal locally, regionally, nationally, and even international with our academy, we've played in some very, very high level venues, and it makes the experience all that much better. So the last one I got for you guys is community and reputation. Look for a league that has a strong community vibe and positive reviews. Maybe you can check out their Google page if they have one. Maybe you can ask around, word of mouth. Maybe they have testimonials. All those things can contribute into you as a coach, as a parent, as a manager, making an educated decision. Remember, not all leagues are created equal. So do your research before you committing and spending any money in a registration. Next thing I want to talk about is some of the things, in fact, 7 things that I've picked out that anyone, manager, coach, parent coach, should do to prepare for playing in a futsal league so they can have a enjoyable experience and a successful season. On top of my list is you must understand the rules. If you are a parent manager who's putting a team together, if you're a coach that's pretty new to futsal, brush up on the laws of the game, futsal, which are different than soccer. Okay, especially if you're transitioning from soccer into futsal for the season. Futsal has unique rules that can catch you off guard. So make sure you understand the laws of the game. Furthermore, a lot of leagues might have modified laws of the game. So make sure you go on the league's website or the league that you choose and familiarize yourself with the futsal league rules. So know your futsal rules, your FIFA futsal rules, but then familiarize yourself with the league rules because they might be modified. My number 2 is work on your ball control. Futsal demands quick feet and excellent touch. So gather your team together before you start playing and practice close control, quick turns, maybe using the sole of your foot, all that good stuff to bring your team up to speed and give them sort of a futsal brain. This next one goes hand in hand with the previous one. Improve decision making. In futsal, things happen very fast. Play small-sided games or do reaction activities to sharpen your decision making. Well, should I say the team's decision making? So before you start playing in a league, if you can possibly rent a space, a basketball court, and start playing small-sided games, that will, again, bring the player's soccer brain out and bring the futsal brain in. And you need that adjustment from your players. My fourth one is focus a little bit on fitness. Futsal requires bursts of energy. So you need to incorporate sprint intervals and agility activities into your routine, because the futsal sprints, the futsal bursts of runs are much different than the ones of soccer, because the space is different, which is smaller. The surface that you're playing on is harder. You're not wearing cleats anymore. You're not playing on turf or grass. You're playing on hardwood floor or in synthetic surface, and you are wearing either sneakers or futsal-specific shoes. So the feel of making that sprint is a bit different than the one that you do as a player on a soccer field. Does that make sense? Good. All right. Number 5, gear up properly. Invest in some futsal-specific shoes if possible. Get your players to get some futsal-specific shoes. You can play with sneakers, okay? But depending on what type of a sneaker you buy and depending on the court, the basketball court, if it's hardwood floor or synthetic, they might be a little slippery. So if you can, get your players to invest in some futsal-specific shoes with non-marking soles. A lot of courts, a lot of indoor venues will not allow you to wear those, turf shoes, for example, that have the black bottoms, or any type of a soccer, turf kind of shoe that has black bottoms, because they leave marks on the floor. And that's not a good thing. So make sure you have some futsal-specific shoes with non-marking soles, or worst case scenario, in my opinion, sneakers. By the way, don't forget shin guards, and make sure you're hydrated. Make sure you have a water bottle, okay? Next one would be get to know the team. Get the players together, as I said before, rent a court, rent some space, and start building chemistry by practicing together before the league starts. And of course, the communication that should go on in a futsal game is quicker, faster than any soccer game. So your players need to communicate and learn how to communicate much quicker than on a soccer field. And of course, you as a coach on a sideline, managing the game will be a lot more different than managing a soccer game. Number 7, plan your schedule. Make sure you know the game times, the venue location, being organized, and avoid last-minute chaos. If you know where the venue is and you know the proximity where you and your team is traveling from, make sure you know the distance and calculate the travel time, okay? Make sure you know from week to week your games. Some leagues post their schedule all at once. Some leagues post their schedule week by week. So make sure that you constantly checking your game times. And furthermore, I would say provide it to the manager as well, all the parents, that every week you must check your playing times. All right. It wasn't that bad. I mean, 7-7, right? It wasn't that bad. So I'm going to give you now, since you made it this far of the video, I want to give you guys some bonus tips that if you use them, I think you would have a very high chance for not only having a successful season, but having a lot of fun, all right? Number 1 that I suggest, and I suggest this for soccer games as well, record and review your games. Watch your games to see what's working and what isn't. Self-analysis is a game, it's a great thing, especially if you're new to futsal, okay? If you're new to futsal, again, you don't have to invest in equipment or anything like that. Most parents have either a video camera or even their phones. There's plenty of ways to do it. But as a coach, even if you are a beginner coach, recording the games and watching them back either by yourself, hopefully you'll include your team, or maybe watch it by yourself and then make notes and let your team watch certain segments of the game. I think that it would help tremendously, because again, the majority of the teams that play futsal do not play futsal year round. So they need to be reminded of how to get into that futsal brain. So recording the games and re-emphasizing what you're teaching them would be extremely helpful. Number 2, set personal and team goals. Okay. It could be something like improving your passing accuracy, which will help you out on the outside game as well. So maybe you can say, hey, we're going to start from game 1 and we expect to make, XYZ number of accurate passes or diagonal runs, okay, or rotations or dualities. So it doesn't have to be, that your goal should be winning the league, okay, but setting small goals like passing rate, accuracy, maybe X amount of, number of shots on goal, maybe, accuracy on the goal, maybe looking to set up the easy goal by passing the ball and trying to score from the back post, the second post, as we call it, all that good stuff. It keeps you and your players motivated. There's something set, and again, the little goals are tremendous as far as I'm concerned. Not like a big goal, hey, we're going to win the season, we're going to win the league, but little goals are very, very fun to set. And every week, but number one, they're easy to attain. So if you tell, Joe, hey, Joe, I want you to make 6 accurate passes during this game, okay? Well, it's fun for him. He knows he's going to make 6 passes. And then when he does that, you celebrate the goal. Great job, Joe. And you highlight it maybe in your training, on your next training season. I'm sorry, your next training session. So having those small attainable goals, in my opinion, is a great way to boost morale, confidence in the team, and the team has a lot of fun. The last thing that kind of covers everything is you got to have fun and you got to be positive. Okay, it's only a league. It's only an indoor season, so have fun, stay positive. Futsal is fast, it's challenging, it's very exciting, but at the end of the day, don't sweat the small stuff. Just enjoy the season. A lot of times in futsal, you see coaches trying to manage the team from the sideline by trying to give instructions. But the game happens so fast that by the time a coach gives an instruction, the moment is gone. The play is done. And then he gets or she gets frustrated because the player did not hear in time and was not able to execute it. So don't stress it. Futsal is fast, it's furious, it's a lot of fun. So my best advice is give your tactical coaching, whatever you want to do, prior to the game. When a player comes out substituted, give him some tactical advice during halftime, and then, of course, after the game. There's not going to be a lot of time to give, constant directions to players like like a lot of coaches do during the soccer. Because why? Because the game is just super fast. By the time you utter an instruction, the moment is gone. Okay? So that's it. That's what I got for you guys. Everything that, in my opinion, you need to pick a quality futsal league, prepare, increase your chances of having a fun, exciting, successful season, possibly dominating on the court. If you found this video informative, if you liked that it brought some value to you, please consider subscribing, sharing the video with your teammates, with your parents, with your coaches. Share with anybody. Help us navigate through the futsal algorithms. Once again, I thank you very, very much for helping us grow this community. I thank you very much for sharing. I thank you very much for all your comments and feedback, as these comments, questions that you have gives us ideas on how to create new futsal content. So once again, have a great day tomorrow. Here in New Jersey, it's almost 8 o'clock at night. Great night if you're locally, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.